Hello and welcome to Ars Electronica Home Delivery Update. My name is Sandra and today's topic will be one that has entered our reality on a large scale already, and there will be much more to come. I'm talking about the technology of augmented reality, or for short AR. This topic will be discussed in great detail here, but first of all, we're going to need some definitions for this to work and so that we can competently talk about it in detail. I will also give you some examples of what AR can already do and give you some future perspective of what it might be able to do in the future. First of all, I might want to explain why we chose this topic for this segment of home delivery. We have an AR installation here in-house. It will be here until January 2021, and it's called Mirage Miracle. It's a French production, it's a French art installation, and we use the AR technology to enhance this art installation with the help of technology. How does it work? How does this exhibit work? I will explain to you in a few moments. But first of all, what is AR in general? What does it mean? AR takes elements of the virtual world and projects them into our real world. So it enhances it digitally through various methods. And now you might think, okay, that sounds a lot like VR. Those two are often used in the same sentence, in the same context, but VR and AR are slightly different. VR means virtual reality, and it transports the user into an entirely virtually created reality and takes out the real world. You can recreate the real world in VR, but it's always going to be a virtual space. AR, on the other hand, takes some elements from the virtual world and brings them into our reality, as said before. And there are different ways in which AR can do this. One of the most common ones is wearable AR. So you can wear a headset, such for example, the Oculus Rift, that's also used in VR, and augmented reality headsets project objects from the virtual world, for example, for architects, we're going to take a look at that later, to help them create objects with the help of digital enhancement. The most common example of this is the Microsoft HoloLens. But there's more than just this type of AR. For example, as we also have here in our exhibit Mirage Miracle, we have something called Device-Based AR. So you get a tablet from us or you have your own smartphone, and when you hold this device in front of an art installation or an object, you will get further information, or in our case, animations, 3D animations, and digital shows and digital artwork to enhance the normal artwork. The most common example you might even have already played is Pokemon Go. That was also the first program to really introduce AR to the general public. One more type is so-called Mirror AR. So when you hold a mirror in front of your face and AR projects something onto your face. When I say that, some of you might already come up with Snapchat in your mind. That's the most prominent example here. So when you add certain filters on your face and make yourself look like a cat or a dog, or add sparkles or rainbows or whatever, that is mirror-based AR. And one relatively new form is transparent AR. It's similar to device-based AR, but on a much larger scale. You have entire projections or large TV screens, like the new OLED TV display, where you can have group presentations and transport all of them simultaneously into the virtual world and take some of the virtual world out into our reality. And one last definition that's often also mixed into the discussion when it comes to VR and AR is MR, the so-called mixed reality. It's similar to AR because we are mixing the virtual and the real world, but it's often used not just in the technical connotation, but also with regard to communication, media design, and media art. And with that knowledge, we can dive right into how AR is already used today. One of the prime fields that uses it, has been using it for a long time now, is architecture and design. AR holds numerous possibilities for those fields to really create something unique, something that makes work and life easier for architects and designers. And I have a small graphic here to show you what AR in architecture and design can do. There are three main targets, main objectives that the real estate industry wants to use AR for. The first one is information overlay of real-life objects. You can imagine that like you're hunting for a new apartment or for a new house and you don't want to enlist the help of a real estate agency. You can just hold your tablet or smartphone in front of a house and it will tell you how much it costs, for example, or where you can buy it and many, many more things. If you already have a house or an apartment, you might want to add something to it. It's still a blank space probably, and you want to add furniture, for example. Here, the digital object creation comes in handy when you want to, for example, add a new sofa and you're not sure if it will fit into your space. You can digitally project it into the empty room and it will tell you if it fits or not. You can have a look at it before actually buying it. There's one company that already uses this technology, but I'm gonna tell you about that also in a few moments. One last thing the real estate industry uses AR for is the enhancement of real-life objects, and they are not the only ones using this. For example, also in museums, as I said before, we have a certain images, we have artwork, and when you hold a device in front of it, you can get additional information about it. Or in the case of rearranging your furniture or your paintings at home, you can get information where it would best fit, or who the artist is if you don't know, and many, many more things. And one interesting video I found about architecture using AR is the app Magic Plan. You can use this yourself, or larger businesses also use this to measure your room, the space you have in your apartments or houses, and then create virtual maps of this space immediately. And we're going to take a look at how this works with this short video. It's fast and very efficient also to create virtual maps of your space or for any business space you want to measure and have real-life data in no time. Moving away from the architectural point of view, there's another branch of business, you could almost say, that uses AR already, and that is medicine and medicinal studies. And one example I always give when I do tours through the AR segment here in Ars Electronica Center is the case of a young girl called Maisie. She lost almost her entire vision due to a brain tumor, so she only has limited vision left. And with the help of AR glasses and magnifying technology, doctors and technology experts were able to give her back her sight. And we have a really moving video of that as well when she reads again for the first time one of her favorite books, Harry Potter.
Can you see it?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
About 6 years ago, at the age of 16, Maisie was diagnosed with a brain tumour. Over the next few months, her vision was reduced to a tiny, blurry circle in her right eye. Well, Maisie had agreed to try, on stage, the latest version of these Give Vision goggles. They use magnifiers and augmented reality to amplify the wearer's remaining vision and highlight outlines.
So, Maisie, are they working?
Yeah, I can see your microphone and I can see that you're smiling and I can see the buttons on your shirt.
What? Can we have the house lights up, maybe? Take a look at the audience and see. Can you see them all?
Yeah, they're waving.
How?
I can see there's a lady in the front with a red jacket. The guy next to her is wearing stripes. Oh my god, it's so amazing.
Okay. So you said one of the things that you...
Sorry.
you're getting me going as well. One of the things that you said you really miss is reading.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a copy of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone here. Would you, I don't know whether this is going to work, do you think you'd be able to read us just the first couple of sentences if I hold the microphone up? Okay. Can you see it?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say that they were perfectly normal. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so we can see it's also a very important part. Technology can give us back a certain quality of life, and especially for Maisie, it opened up the world again. And you can also see like clearly the audience was moved as well, as was the host, with what's now able thanks to AR. Yeah, another example also in the field of medicine is the use for students who strive to become doctors. They also have the possibility with AR now and a Microsoft's HoloLens to study in a completely different way than a few years ago. With the help of AR models, they can dissect the human body without actually harming anyone. And I also have a short clip to show you how this works. So another possibility here to create a new kind of classroom activity without having to rely on models or that of real people, of deceased people. You can actually create a virtual classroom like this. And this was in 2016, where Microsoft partnered up with the Case Western Reserve University in Ohio. And since then, there have been numerous schools and universities that adapted this technology. Hopefully, it will also come to Austria soon. And just like with the HoloLens, I hope another AR field will also reach us here sooner than later, hopefully. School books with augmented reality are a topic in America as well, and also in Spain. And I found a wonderful company, a Spanish company called Arabi Books, and they already implement this AR technology with the help of smartphones and tablets to create books. I also have an example here that will come to life and will tell you a story. Just imagine like when you read your kids a bedtime story, and you can even bring the characters to life, not just by words, but also with the help of technology. Yeah, so this has already been implemented, but there are of course lots of pilot projects going on and prototypes and startups trying to implement AR into their business plan. And for example, we have a really cool concept of a new technology that could save many a life out on the highways of the world, a motorcycle helmet with AR technology already inside. And it's a pilot project, so it's not yet out, but I hope it will be soon. So let's hope this will make the world a safer place for a lot of motorcycle riders out there. Yeah, one other interesting example I found was from the Weather Channel from the US. They also tried to implement AR into their weather broadcasting program by not just talking about the effects, for example, of a hurricane, but also showing it in real life with the help of AR and the Unreal Engine.
Florence is also going to bring water rises well above that.
There can be extensive power outages.
Whoa!
So let's lift the base of this and talk a little bit about tornado genesis.
Let's take this car and bring it out into reality, or augmented reality, and talk about how the weather plays a role in your driving.
I would love to see more broadcasts like this also on Austrian TV. So, and one last example we have courtesy of the startup company VR Craftworks. We got a video from them displaying one of their latest projects. They've been trying to implement AR for years now and are very successful in doing so. Also, Google has already has shown interest in one of their projects, or more than one actually. And one of their most interesting works is called Wayfinding, and they provided us with a short clip to show how it works. I'm sure everyone has used Google Maps at one point in their life, and with this AR modification, it would be even easier to get from one place to another.
And go.
Yeah, I would love to have that for my Google Maps as well. Just have to be careful not to run into anyone, but with the help of AR, you're not completely lost in the maps, but you can have enhancements showing you the way more clearly. Yeah, and for the last part of my segment here for home delivery, I want to talk about future possibilities of implementing AR into our everyday lives. Also, of course, with the connection of another technology that's becoming more and more prevalent in our society, in our technological fields, and one that we also have here in Ars Electronica as one of our main focus topics, and that is AI, artificial intelligence. So AR meets AI is already a huge topic in the industry, and there are many platforms that already try to implement this combination, this team up, where AI is often the basis, the heart of an AI platform. One example is the example I already mentioned when we talked about the retail industry with the selling of objects, of apartments, and of implementing certain projects into your home when you want to have a new sofa, for example. IKEA already uses AR with the help of AI to so it lets you shop more easily without buying a sofa, for example. You don't need to take it up 3 flights of stairs only to find out it doesn't fit into your apartment. You can project the sofa you want into your living room with the help of AR, supplemented by the use of AI to create 98% accuracy of this image, of this object, and then you can decide if you want to buy it or not. Just one example of AI meets AR. Another one is, of course, art. So we have already discussed AR as an art installation supplement, as a help for creating more immersive art, but you can take it a step further, as the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art did. They created an entire AR exhibit with the help of AI to really make you part of the installation. And as we all know, social media is unstoppable, and we will see more and more content also on social media, especially nowadays when we cannot travel as we want to, and we want to have more personalized, individualized information on there, and AI can help us do so. You can get content especially created for you. It can let you travel where you want to go. Also, when we talk about art exhibits, you can visit them at least virtually. Or when you think about advertising and marketing, maybe you want to see something for yourself, and you search for it on Google, and then you get an information on Facebook about this object. In the future, we might even take this a step further when we shop for something, and you will have AR glasses, for example, or on your smartphone, and you will immediately get the information where you can find a certain product, or if something is on sale, for example, or if there's a trip to the next museum like on sale. So AR and AI will be part of our lives for years to come, and it will become, of course, more and more prevalent as we move along, and of course also more proficient. So we're still figuring out what to do with those technologies, and there are already a lot of promising projects going on today. And that's it for my segment here. Thank you for tuning in today, and see you soon at Ars Electronica and at our home delivery. Thank you very much, and goodbye.